morning, people. I am really happy to be here this morning. I I had a really amazing experience last night. So somebody made a comment. Actually, no, backtrack. I've been getting so many messages from my spirit guides, from my universe, from my ancestors. When you follow your passion, when you follow your calling, it's absolutely, I wonder if I can make the lighting better. When you follow your calling, it can be absolutely amazing. I actually wanted to make this video a while ago. Quick confession, I need a proper camera setup. Many years ago, in a land far away, in a time not here, I actually had quite the following online. And even then, I don't know why. I think it's because I get in this state of flow. Like, I get in the state of, like, this is what I need to do right now. And I don't have the time or the patience or any of that to worry about the details. I need to get it out now. Anyways, so I got a message last night, and I've been getting a lot of them, and it's come to my awareness that I don't know if you guys, I'll be honest, I haven't followed all of the worksheets and the things that are available in the High Vibe tribe that I joined with a guy named Aaron Dowdy. I still don't know if I'm saying his name right. I should really listen to him say it. I'll figure it out one day. Anyways, yeah. So I haven't done all of the work, but I know that for some, his work that he has available for you to do, him and his team, they're so on point. I hope you guys, those of you who like the guidance, who want that, do that. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, once you reach a certain level, you go beyond what I guess is called the, what do you want to call it? Not creator mode, but the one before that. Why can't I remember? I don't know. I think it's probably because I left it behind. Anyways, that's obviously not what I'm going to talk about right now. But once you reach a creator stage in your own reality, in this life on this planet, there's a couple things I think that are really important to remember. Okay, one, mastering self, mastering your meaty flesh sack, mastering your mind, is not something you do once. Okay, it's a lifestyle, it's a practice. It's just like any health and fitness thing. It requires daily letting go. It requires daily surrendering. It requires daily faith. Find practices that encourage you to feel the faith, to remember, okay? Find those things because, well, yeah, just find those things that make faith come alive in you. It's really, really, really important. And, stillness. Your guides, Source, God, Shakti, Gaia, I don't know, whoever you're working with right now, whatever name you want to give them, you can't hear and feel what they're telling you unless you still your mind, still your thoughts, still your body. Just be at peace with the quiet and the darkness. And this is the first thing I need to say before I get into my creator mode thing. So yes, it is a constant daily effort to master yourself, because you're never going to be at a point where doubts don't creep up into your mind, or you don't get thoughts that are trying to sabotage you. They're going to happen. You have a meaty flesh sack, okay? It's going to do stupid shit sometimes, but you are not your meaty flesh sack. You have the power to master it. So the next thing that, your meaty flesh sack, mastering it, stillness, receiving your messages, the next thing I think that's really, really important to remember is that they don't have a system or like, this is how you're going to receive it. So I think it's really important for spiritual workers or guides to not set the tone for what to expect or how to receive the messages. I mean, you could literally, if you research divination, it literally could be just little breadcrumbs all day long that could lead you somewhere, okay? So also keep that in mind when you're in your stillness. Maybe you see images, maybe you'll hear things, maybe you'll turn around and you'll see a picture on a newspaper. I don't know how your spirit guides and source or ancestors want to talk to you, okay? That's a personal thing. So I don't really like to share people how I get my insights because I think it would cloud and, you know, limit their own potential, because we're limitless. So let's not limit each other until we are all at a stage where we understand we're limitless. That's important for me. So anyways, I got a message before I left yesterday that, while, you know, being in creator mode, while, you know, being the master of my own universe, there's one thing that once you reach this level, you have to be fully prepared for. The things that scare the shit out of you, that's universe giving you the green light to go. That's what you need to do. And that's hard probably for a lot of people, okay? And I get it. But again, surrendering, understanding that this is what's meant to happen makes all the difference. And giving the fear away. Because you don't, I mean, you have to feel it, but you don't have to live in it. I like to think of fear like this icky, dark blob of goo, okay? And this guy comes in and he's like, hey, I'm going to give you a hug. I'm like, fuck no. I'm going to put you in this little bowl, and I'm going to put you on a leaf, and I'm going to put you down the river, and see you later. That's actually how my mind's been doing it a lot lately. Like in the moment, I have these maple leaves, and I have like this still water, but it has a flow, obviously, because I get these little holographic images. I like nerdy stuff, okay? So holographic images, like I'm going Star Wars on you, are on these leaves, and I just put them down in the water, and I just push them away. Some things I destroy, and I blow away. But other things I just like, there you go, bye. Some things I want broken into little pieces to float down the river so I never have to see them again, or that they need to be destroyed. Some things need to be broken and then given back to source. It's just the way it is. Anyways, so yeah, I got the message that I had to follow my fear. And then I have 2 young friends that I've met here that I know I'm here for them. That's why I'm here now. And I know my time here is coming to an end because my job with them's almost done. But, so when they invited me to go out with them last night, my first initial reaction was like, hell no! You want me to go out in public with people? We're drinking people and like smoking and acting like arseholes and treating each other like shit. I don't want to do that. But then that feeling of like ick, of like heavy, of like going backwards, settled in my stomach like a sour fruit growing worms and shit. And I'm like, ew, okay, no, that's not good. And then universe, the way it is, it's magical. I come inside and I'm like, said to my kids, I'm like, hey, do you think it'd be okay if I went out with my friends and gone dancing? And my kids actually got excited for me. They're like, yeah, Mom, you should do that. And they like came together as a team because I don't do things for myself. The place I was in the long time ago in the far, far away land, I was that person that was always shamed and blamed and made to feel guilty because I wasn't doing it all, right? I wasn't taking care of everyone's single needs all the time. I wasn't constantly making everyone's life easier. If those things wasn't happening, if I wasn't doing that, where everyone else got to play and I did all the work, I was shamed, blamed, and put down and abused. And my kids saw that. And so they were so happy for me. And I was afraid to come home to find like them fighting, or they'd all gone to bed. My oldest watched my youngest, and they actually worked together, and it was like, wow. I'm gonna have to pause this because hang on. Okay, I had to free up storage on my phone. Anyways, so yeah, So this brings me to the next point I want to make about time. Because I've been getting a lot of insights about things I remember from my stories of the Bible, right? And there's some really great sources out there, but do you ever wonder if those people who lived to be like 900 years old, if that actually really is a thing? Like, when you understand that time is a made-up thing for this reality that you're in, right? Because you give up that idea that you are your avatar. You give up that idea that you are the ego. And as I was sitting there in that meditative state and watching these people dance and laugh and act silly, and some drink themselves stupid and others think that they're super suave as they, like, you know, stumble around the floor. or even the people who were attracted to me and tried to, like, catch my eye and pick me up, and I was like, you're beautiful, I love you, but nah. I got other things going on right now. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. And so I want to encourage people to understand that you are the creator of your own reality, okay? And time is a fiction. Time is now. There is no other now. There's no other thing. There's just now. That's all there is. And this is a game. It really is a game. I want people to think of it like a game or a story, an adventure novel. Do you guys ever, as a kid, some of my older people out there, before the internet and before, you know, we had more than just floppy disks, do you guys remember ever reading books as a kid where you get to pick your own adventure, right? Where you get, like, the multiple choice? It's like that. I love those books, by the way. So, yeah, and I was watching these people, and I can feel me affecting their lives, and they don't even know it. And it's not an ego-based thing. It's that I'm doing what I was called to do. And it was wonderful because before I left, you know, source creator, my guides, they're like, yeah, just go have fun. Just be yourself. You don't have to do anything. Just be you. And I did. I was just me. And it was wonderful. And I know I wasn't there for everybody. I know I was just there for the two people I went there with. But I was there for them in their place, in their space, and enjoying something they loved. And it was great to experience someone else's joy. I mean, maybe it's not something I would have picked for myself. Maybe it's not something I normally would do. But it was just beautiful, guys, okay? And I love dancing. Dancing is such a powerful alchemy. In order to receive your messages, in order to receive your intuitive feelings that come from your higher self, from source, you have to get out of your head. And the best way to do that is to move your body and feel it. Feel it. If you can't feel your emotion, my therapist she was so helpful for me for this, because, you know, coming from a place of severe trauma, my disconnect from myself, from feeling my physical body and my emotions was intense. Like, intense. So learning how to feel again had to start with feeling my physical body. So instead of feeling emotions, I had to start by recognizing if I was feeling sick or feeling heavy, or if my gut would clench, or I'd feel like I was gonna, a ball in my neck and I was gonna throw up. I had to start there, and then I had to explore that sensation in my body and find out what it was connected to emotionally. That was a lot of work, by the way. Fuck. But yeah, it was just, the more I follow my calling, the more I do the things that make me uncomfortable, the more I let go of the self-concept of who and what and all this shit. It's probably why my style, you know, is so eclectic. You know, some days I dress up like I'm a freaking plaid shirt, true blue Canadian. You know, like I came right off of the Corner Gas show. You guys ever watch that? By the way, I love that show. It's on point. And then other times I dress like I'm a gypsy or whatever. It's fun to have costumes. It's fun to play. It's fun to play. And I'm loving it. And I'm loving doing the things I'm afraid of. And I'm so grateful for my shitty, isolated childhood that helped me learn to enjoy being quiet and still and not being afraid of being in my own space, here, everywhere, because we're all connected and we all have our own space. Our souls are not inside of the carcass that you're wearing. Our souls literally live outside of our bodies. And I think that is what limits people. They think they have to live within inside the meaty flesh sack. And that makes you constrained. Your meaty flesh sack is totally constrained to time, is constrained to aging, is constrained to needing food, water, blah, blah, blah. But you yourself aren't, because you're not your meaty flesh sack. And so as I was sitting there, right, and I started to realize, like, okay, wait a second. There was people who used to live to like 900 years old. Now, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But why can't I? What's going to stop me? Right? And that idea is going around in my head now, like, ooh. And then I've always had this thing where I told everyone I'm aging backwards, right? From the time I was like 20, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to grow younger from now because I was in so much physical pain. I was so unhealthy. I'm just growing younger now. I don't think I even realized what I was manifesting there. Powers. So that was awesome too. And then I think when you look at those stories about Moses, right, or even Jesus, or some of the other ones like Daniel, and some of the amazing powers that they demonstrated, from plagues to opening up the waters people can walk through, snakes from your staff. What if those aren't metaphors? What if they really happened? Because they understood this reality wasn't real, that this was a made-up construct, that we're all here just to learn. I believe that some amazing magical shit used to go down before people stopped believing in themselves and connecting to their higher self and source. I really do. And I think it's time for that to come back, because we need it. This world needs magic again. It needs us dreamers, us creators, us people who refuse to accept this shit that is trying to be shoved down our throat by popular society. So my biggest takeaway from my experience last night was that time doesn't exist. It doesn't. It's a construct. It's a made-up thing. And when you're in your moment, when you're in your true moment of calling and you're following your path, your purpose, it'll stop. Even your body stops aging. Everything just stops because you're in the moment. I was in such a high meditative state while surrounded by a whole bunch of people listening to club music. It was beautiful because it gave me a clarity that I didn't even know I wanted. Guys, don't be afraid of doing the thing that scares you. Let the fear go. Feel the fear. Let the fear go. But you're being called. And the world needs you. I love you. Talk to you later.